On a cold and dark evening, four friends Sarah, Jack, Emma, and David gathered in an old, isolated house, far from the bustle of the city. The house was known for its mysterious history and the eerie events that had taken place there over the years. Despite numerous warnings that the Ouija board was not just a game and could open doors to another world, the friends decided to play. They placed their hands on the board and asked, "Is anyone here for a moment?" Nothing happened. Then, suddenly, the planchette began to move slowly. Hesitant, but driven by curiosity, they continued. Sarah asked softly, "What is your name?" The planchette moved rapidly, spelling out Evelyn. Puzzled, the friends asked, "What do you want from us?" The response on the board was chilling. "Help me." The friends felt a rising sense of dread, their hearts pounding. They tried to stop the game, but it felt as though an unseen force was preventing them from lifting their hands off the board. Strange things began happening in the house. Footsteps echoed in the hallways. Doors creaked open and slammed shut by themselves. Through further research, they discovered they were in contact with the spirit of a young girl named Evelyn, who had died under mysterious circumstances in the house many years ago. Her spirit was trapped in this world, seeking someone to help her find peace. That night, something dangerous happened. As they attempted to communicate with Evelyn, the planchette moved violently across the board, spelling out "Do not leave." Suddenly, the lights went out, and the power was cut. They heard a scream from the upstairs room. Rushing to check, they found Jack unconscious, his face twisted in fear and shock. The friends realized they had crossed a line and were dealing with a force beyond their control. They tried to leave the house, but the doors were locked tight, as if held by an invisible force. The atmosphere grew more terrifying, and they felt trapped. David began investigating the house's history and found in old newspaper archives that Evelyn had been a victim of a mysterious murder. She was the daughter of a former owner of the house and had been killed brutally, with the murderer never found. Her spirit sought justice and wanted the truth revealed. The friends gathered the evidence and turned it over to the authorities. The truth about Evelyn's murder came to light. A former servant in the house who had disappeared after the crime was the culprit. Once the mystery of her death was solved, the oppressive energy in the house began to dissipate. On their final night in the house, they gathered around the Ouija board one last time and asked, "Evelyn, are you here?" The planchette moved slowly, spelling out "Thank you." Suddenly, a cold breeze swept through the room, and they knew Evelyn had found her peace. But that wasn't the end. As they tried to relax after the harrowing experience, they noticed strange things happening in their daily lives. Shadows appeared in corners, and they heard eerie noises at night. The connection with Evelyn had opened a gateway to other, more dangerous realms. Sarah began having recurring nightmares about the old house and Evelyn trying to warn her of an impending danger. Jack felt an invisible force following him everywhere. Emma heard whispers at night, and David felt an unusual coldness wherever he went. They realized that the game wasn't just a means to contact one spirit, but a gateway to a world of other spirits, seeking help or revenge. These spirits were angry and confused, looking for someone to assist or haunt. As their lives grew more unsettling, they sought outside help, turning to a spiritual expert. The expert told them they had opened a dangerous door, and not all the spirits they contacted were benevolent. He provided them with a series of rituals and spells to protect themselves and close the portal they had opened. They decided to perform these rituals in the old house, where it all began. On the appointed night, they returned to the house, more cautious than ever. They placed protective items around them and began the rituals. The atmosphere was charged with negative energy, and objects began to move on their own again. But they persisted, continuing the rituals with determination. As the rituals concluded, they felt a burst of energy that set everything back in place. The lights returned, and the house calmed down. They knew the portal was closed and the spirits had returned to where they belonged. They left the house feeling a great sense of relief, having learned an important lesson. That night remained etched in their memories as an unforgettable experience, reminding them that some games are not just for fun, but can be gateways to dark and dangerous realms. They vowed never to dabble in spiritual matters again, to avoid opening doors they couldn't close.